What is up, my fellow gamers? In today's video, we are going over what you can expect as a free-to-play in Squad Busters. Like and sub for more amazing gaming content. So it's been about 23 days since I started playing this game in the early access launch. The first thing I want to go over is how many games I've played so far. So we take a look at our player profile. My total currently right now is 354 games played. Now this counts the games you play whether you get a chest reward or not. So it's just your total games played. As a free to play, it's kind of a little bit tough to get those reward chests. That's pretty much how you get characters. So that way you can rank them up to 2 stars, 3 stars, so on and so forth. There were a few instances where I did use my gold to go ahead and buy 3 reward chests, but a lot of the times I was using my gold to go ahead and save my streak. So out of those 354 games, I want to say roughly 250 of those games I received a reward chest. Now let's take a look at my squad and what I was able to kind of get, because it has been ridiculously hard to unlock new characters as a free to play. I can't even remember the last time I opened up a chest and I got a brand new character. It has been very, very long. So I got all of these like basic ones from the beginning starting area, but even in Green World, I still have characters that I'm missing. So I don't even have all of the characters from the very first world you start in. So we've got Barbarian, Goblin, Greg, Colt, El Primo, and Chicken. We got pretty much all of those to a 3-star minus Greg. We need 2 more 2 stars of Greg, and then we'll have him at a 3-star. And then we got Dynamite 3-star, Hog Rider 3-star. We almost have Witch at 3-star. We just need 1 more 2-star, and then we'll be able to upgrade her. Archer Queen, we also only have at a 2-star, kind of far behind to get her to a 3. Shelly is pretty close to a 3. Also, we only need 1 more 2-star of her. Same thing with Bo, very close to getting him to 3 stars. Nita as well. So you see that so far we're not doing too bad, but we keep getting lots of like duplicate characters. It feels like the game really prioritizes giving you characters that you already have unlocked, and it kind of almost feels like it wants you to go to the shop and like straight up buy new characters with your gold. A lot of the times you're going to notice that like in the shop right here where it shows you characters, it's going to show you a character you don't have unlocked yet, and it's going to be like, hey, unlock this new character for 120,000 gold or 100,000 gold or something like that. And I mean, that's a lot of gold. As a free to play, for you to save up that much gold, it's pretty ridiculous. So that kind of entices you to go ahead and spend money, which roughly would be like $10 to go ahead and unlock like the Barbarian King if you don't already have him unlocked, or any other characters that kind of show up in the shop. I have not made it to Beach World yet because it is really hard to grind as a free to play to get enough of your squad journey points up. Currently, I'm a squad journey 55, about to be 56. So if we take a quick look at the Green World characters, Medic, don't have Medic unlocked. Same thing with Barbarian King. I never got them to drop. For the Desert World, I never got Battle Healer to drop. And then finally from the Royal World, we never got Royal King. We never got Mortis. We never got Pam either. So we're missing quite a lot from the Royal World. And that's going to be the biggest problem you're going to face as a free to play, is unlocking new characters. And because unlocking new characters is so difficult as a free to play, the other big problem you're going to run into is when you get to the next world, it's going to be a huge drastic change in your matches, because now you're going up against players who have these characters and you don't. And it's a very, very big power creep, right? Like the characters from the Green World, they're definitely not as great as the ones from the Desert World or the Royal World, or, you know, as you get to those higher worlds, those characters are by far a lot better than those first starting characters. So like when I first unlocked the Desert World and it started putting me into matches with other players from the Desert World, you know, they have access to Shelly, Nita, Battle Healer, Bo, B, Max, and like, you're just starting out in that world. You don't have any of those characters. You still got like the starting characters. You got like a Barbarian and a Goblin, you know, and Greg. And they've got access to so much more. It's really discouraging, and it gets to the point where It kind of makes you like not want to play, or it makes you want to spend money. It gets a lot more drastic. So Desert World wasn't too bad, but it was definitely very noticeable that I was going up against people who had a huge advantage over me because I just didn't have these characters. And it takes you a while, you know, you got to open up a lot of chests before you start getting some of these newer characters. The biggest one was Royal World. When I got to Royal World, I was absolutely getting smashed because these people had so many better characters than me. Specifically Mavis. Mavis and Greg, it's a huge difference. Mavis generates you a ton of coins very fast, and Greg can't really compete with Mavis. So I was going up against people who were building up squads a lot faster because I just didn't have her unlocked. Same thing with like the Wizard. People had access to 2 spells at once, and you know, it's a huge drastic difference. Same thing with the Royal King and Mortis. Pam is not so much a big difference dealer, but like Mortis is a huge problem. Gap, because of the characters, it's very huge. You may go from dominating in Green World, and then when you unlock the Desert World, you're going up against people who have a lot more variety of characters to choose from than you. The other big problem I have, and this is not necessarily as a free to play, this is just kind of in general, but how this also is a big problem for free to play because it's harder for you to unlock new characters, is when you go into a squad battle, you don't exactly have a choice of which characters are going to be in your overall roster pool for that match. It's completely random, and this is very devastating as a free to play when you don't have a lot of characters unlocked, because it's going to show you like your next squad battle, and literally like half the pool is going to be grayed out because you don't have the characters unlocked. I can't tell you how many times I got straight up screwed because my roster for the next battle was just god awful. I've had ones where it was just like it was just the trader and the chicken and Colt, or like the trader, the chicken, and 2 other characters that I didn't even have unlocked. And then for like the rares, I only had access to like 1 rare. And then for the epics, I only had access to like 1 epic. And there's just so many like grayed out characters. So then when you go and you start playing your next match, other people who have more characters unlocked, they have a wider variety, and it's a huge drastic change because you may start the next battle with Greg in your roster squad, but then somebody else might not. They might not have Mavis or Greg, and it is a huge problem. It's drastically different in the gameplay style when someone's able to start off with an income farmer to farm up coins really fast and build up their squad really fast, and then another player in the match, their option is like to choose the chicken or to choose trader as their only like 2 starting characters. Otherwise they got to use a reroll token, and they might not even have a reroll token. You know, so there's little things like that I think are really bad for the game. You should definitely be able to like choose your roster for the next match. It shouldn't be random, because when it's random, it really like, it feels like it's almost like a ploy or like a secret way to kind of get you to spend money, to get you to break your top 5 streak. There's a lot of times where it's like I have a high streak going, like 25, 30 game win streak, and then my next roster squad, it's like all grayed out because it's all characters that I just don't have unlocked, and it gives me literally the worst lineup. It almost feels like it's trying to stack the odds against me for the next match. I've noticed that a lot. Streak is like really low and I don't have like a super high streak or something. I'll get like a really stacked lineup the next game where I'll have like Greg and Mavis, and then I'll have like 3 or 4 different epics to choose from. Whether it's really random or not, you know, who really knows, but there's definitely some weirdness going on with this whole roster part of the game where, you know, it's completely random, and you never know what your characters you're gonna have for the next battle, which I think is bad, because the randomness should only be in the battle mods, right? Like the battle mods are fine being random, but the fact that your roster of what characters are going to pop up in your chest for the next game, like that shouldn't be like just random, right? Like you should have control over who you want to have in your lineup. It shouldn't be like half the people are grayed out, I can't even use them. That is it. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe. I'll see y'all later. Peace.